The audience laughter dies down, but the smile remains on Ken Jennings' face. Some squirrel friends? He repeats. It sounds like a fun one. Harrison, you have control of the board. Harrison, who has been battling hard against Libby's dominance, looks at the new category. He needs to make up ground. A fun category might be just the break he needs. Squirrel friends for $600, he says. The clue appears. It references a famous, perhaps purple, dinosaur's namesake. This squirrel shares his name with a famous purple dinosaur. Harrison buzzes in immediately. He knows his pop culture names. Harrison? Who is Barney? He asks. Yes, Ken confirms. Barney the squirrel, not the dinosaur. A simple clue to start the category. Harrison's score ticks up. He decides to press his advantage and go straight to the bottom of the column. Squirrel friends for $1,000, he commands. The $1,000 clue is revealed. It hints at a video game character with a rough day. This rare fictional squirrel had a bad fur day in a classic video game. The gamers in the audience nod. It's a cult classic. Harrison is right on it again. Harrison. Who is Conker? He answers confidently. It is Conker, Ken agrees. From Conker's Bad Fur Day. That's a quick $1,600 for Harrison. He's finding his rhythm in this quirky category. Select again, Ken says. Harrison moves to the middle of the board. Squirrel friends, $800, the clue pops up. It transports us under the sea. Who lives in a spacesuit under the sea? This science-loving squirrel and friend of SpongeBob. It's a beloved character from Bikini Bottom, the buzzer sounds. This time, it's Libby. She's not letting Harrison run away with the whole category. Libby, who is Sandy Cheeks? She asks with a smile. It is, Ken says, Sandy Cheeks, the Texan squirrel. Libby adds $800 to her total, maintaining her strong position. The category is proving to be a fan favorite, full of nostalgic characters. The board is dwindling, only a few clues remain. Libby, back to you, Ken says. She looks at the remaining options. The $400 clue seems like a safe bet. Squirrel friends, $400, she chooses. The clue takes us back to classic animation. Frostbite Falls was the animated home of this flying squirrel, Bullwinkle's pal. A classic duo. Harrison rings in first, beating Libby to the punch. Harrison? Who is Rocky? He answers. It is Rocky the Flying Squirrel, Ken confirms, and Bullwinkle the Moose. Harrison is dominating the squirrel category, showing a surprising depth of cartoon knowledge. There is just one clue left in the category, the $200 slot. And the final squirrel, Ken announces. The clue appears, describing a very persistent creature. Scrat, a prehistoric saber-toothed squirrel obsessed with acorns, was introduced in this 2002 animated film. We all know Scrat, we all know the acorn. Harrison buzzes in one last time. Harrison, what is Ice Age? That is correct, Ken says. And with that, the Squirrel Friends category is cleared. It was a light-hearted break in a tense game, but the points count all the same. Harrison picked up the bulk of them, tightening the race just a little bit more. Don't want to miss a moment of Jeopardy? Ken asks, looking into the camera. Hit the subscribe button below and don't forget to follow us on our socials. The segment ends on a high note, with the audience cheering for the squirrel-savvy contestants. The Double Jeopardy round continues. The board is full of possibilities. Brendan Thomas is in third place. He needs to make a move. He needs to find his rhythm. He scans the board and spots a category he likes. Television, $400, he calls out. The host, Ken Jennings, nods. The category is television. For $400, here is the clue. The screen displays the text. This queen of rap played the title role in Bessie, a TV movie about 1920s Empress of the Blues, Bessie Smith. Brendan knows this. He knows music. He knows TV. He presses the buzzer. He is first. Brendan, who is Queen Latifah? He answers. That's right, Ken says. You're on the board? A small sigh of relief from Brendan. He has broken the ice. The zero next to his name in this round is gone. Select again, Brendan. He decides to stick with what is working. Let's do television for $600. Moving up the board, Ken says. The clue appears. It describes a classic American family. The Cleaver family lived in the town of Mayfield on this classic sitcom. Brendan is fast again. He is finding his groove. Brendan, what is Leave It to Beaver? That's the show, Ken confirms. Brendan's score is climbing. He looks more confident now. Television, $800, he says, picking up the pace. For $800. The clue is about a sci-fi show. Hacking itself, a security robot starts struggling with human emotions. On this sci-fi show from Apple TV Plus, it's a newer show, based on a popular book series. Brendan has read it, or watched it, he buzzes in. Brendan. What is Murderbot? Right, Ken says, based on the Murderbot diaries. 3 in a row for Brendan. He is clawing his way back. He has found a lane and he is staying in it. Television for 1,000, he commands. He wants to sweep the category. He wants the big money. The $1,000 clue in television. Olivia Colman and David Tennant starred in this Brit drama. About a shocking crime in a small seaside town full of secrets. Brendan hesitates. British drama. He knows the faces, but the name escapes him. Harrison Whittaker, the champion, season opening. He knows his British TV. He rings in. Harrison. What is Broadchurch? He answers, his voice deep and sure. Good for 1,000, Ken says. Harrison takes control. He stops Brendan's run. He looks at the board. There's one clue left in television. Television, $200, Harrison says, cleaning up. The last clue in the category. This long-running medical drama features Ellen Pompeo as the title character, Libby buzzes in. She has been quiet for a moment, letting the boys fight it out. But she knows this one. Everyone knows this one. Libby. What is Grey's Anatomy? Right again, Ken says. And that clears the television category. Brendan got 3, Harrison got 1, Libby got 1. The game is moving fast. The scores are shifting. But there is plenty more game to play. Ken looks at the camera. There's plenty more Jeopardy, where that came from. Click the subscribe button to stay in the loop. The board refreshes. New categories are needed. The contestants take a breath. The next category is revealed. Some squirrel friends. A ripple of laughter goes through the audience. It sounds cute, but on Jeopardy! Cute can mean tricky. The studio lights are dim, casting a focused glow on the contestants. The iconic Jeopardy! Theme music has just faded, leaving a thick silence in its wake. This is the moment that matters most. Final Jeopardy! The host stands at the lectern, looking out at the 3 players. They may be small, he says, holding up a hand as if pinching something tiny. But they could have a big impact on today's game. The category is revealed on the big blue screen behind him. Postage stamps. It is a classic Jeopardy! Category, specific, historical, and tricky. 30 seconds, players. Good luck. The music begins. That famous, ticking melody that signals the end of the game. We see the contestants. In the middle stands Brendan Thomas. He has had a tough game. He is sitting on $3,600. Not enough to lead, but enough to play spoiler. He writes furiously, his pen scratching against the screen. On the end is Libby Jones. She has played a brilliant game. She has a commanding score of $17,200. She is the one to beat. She looks calm, composed. She writes her answer slowly, double-checking the spelling, and then there is Harrison Whittaker. The 14-day champion. He is a giant of the game. He has $21,000. He is in the lead, but Libby is close enough to strike. This is a battle between a titan and a challenger. The music swells to its final note. The lights flash. Pens down. We will start in the middle with Brendan Thomas. The host turns to him. You had $3,600, Brendan. What was your response? The screen reveals his handwriting. It is neat, legible. What is the St. Lawrence Seaway? The host nods. Completed in 1959. That is correct. A joint project between the U.S. and Canada, commemorated with a stamp. A great start for Brendan. He got it right. Now, the wager, this is where strategy comes in. What did you wager, Brendan? The numbers flip on his screen. $3,599. You will almost double your money. An aggressive bet? You now have $7,199. A respectable finish. But Brendan is not the story today. The story is the 2 giants on either side of him. We move to Libby Jones. She had $17,200 coming into final, a great total, a winning total in many games. But against a 14-day champion, she needed to be perfect. Will she be adding to it? Did she know her postage history? The screen slides open. St. Lawrence Seaway. She got it. She knew it. The audience applauds politely. Now, the math. This is the crucial moment. If she bet small, she stays in second. If she bet big, she puts pressure on Harrison. She wagered $7,601. A precise calculation. That takes her to $24,801. It is a massive score. She has done everything she can. She has forced Harrison to be correct. So Harrison Whitaker, now in second place for the moment. He needs to get this right to win. He has been unstoppable for 2 weeks. 14 wins. 14 days of dominance. Did he come up with the St. Lawrence Seaway? The camera zooms in on his face. He looks stoic, unreadable. The screen reveals his answer. The Ambassador Bridge in Detroit. A gasp from the audience. It is wrong. Right idea, wrong landmark. It is a bridge, not a seaway. Harrison's face falls just slightly. He knows what this means. He wagered $13,401. A huge bet, a bet to cover Libby if she doubled. But he was wrong, and that bet cost him everything. That will drop him down to $7,599. He falls into second place. The giant has fallen. A 14-day champion, an incredible run. But today's winner is Libby Jones, $24,801. Congratulations, Libby. What a game. What an upset. The audience is on their feet. Libby looks stunned, her hand over her mouth. She just took down one of the best players of the season. An amazing win for Libby, and she will be back tomorrow to defend her title, to start her own streak. We will see you then.